WLRN Video presents.
Check out this month's installment of Getting Organized, an activist primer with Elizabeth Miller, a new monthly segment for WLRN that will give you ideas and tools to do your own feminist activism. Every month for Women's Liberation Radio News, Elizabeth interviews a feminist activist about her work. These interviews are meant to inspire and instruct feminists in how to organize their own activist projects. In August 2022, Elizabeth interviewed Kim Stanley, co-creator of the Vulva Lounge, a feminist lounge open to everyone who attends Michigan Framily Reunion, a women's music festival. Kim talked about how she and two friends were inspired to create the Vulva Lounge and how they make it happen each year at Michigan Framily Reunion and other women's music festivals. Listen now.
Hi, I'm here with Kim Stanley, and thanks for being here today, Kim.
Thanks for having me, Liz.
I wanted to ask you about the famous Vulva Lounge at Michigan Framily Reunion. And I know this is something that you started with a couple of other women and that you had done at other women's festivals also. So could you tell me a little bit about like your history of going to women's festivals and how it led you to, or inspired you to want to start the Vulva Lounge?
Well, my history, I guess, I went to MishFest once in 2001, and I always wanted to go back, and I never made it. And I found out that they were ending it in 2015, and I started frantically looking around for other festivals. And I found the Ohio Lesbian Festival, which is not a very far drive from me. So I went to my first Ohio Lesbian Festival in 2016. And I found out while I was there about Michigan Framily Reunion. So I've gone to all of those since I've found out about it. I think I've been to four. So there have been four. And I've gone to every Ohio festival since as well. And also the Virginia Women's Festival I try to hit every year.
Oh, wow.
So,
that's great.
So the Vulva Lounge actually started as a joke, kind of. About 4 years ago at the Ohio Lesbian Festival, I was there with my friend Amy, and I had a screen tent set up, and we had those large inflatable loungers that were popular a few years ago that look kind of like vulvas.
Yeah.
So we had like 3 of those. That was our only furniture that year. And we were joking around, and I was like, "Oh, it's the Vulva Lounge," and we all laughed, and and it was just a joke, and I kind of dropped it. And then we met Lonnie not long after, and Lonnie's this amazing seamstress. She sews all these amazing things, and I asked her, I was like, "Do you think you could make a banner that says the Vulva Lounge?" And she was like, "Yeah." So she made this awesome banner, and we took it to the next Ohio Festival the next year, and it just started. So
And then how did it become so at first it was kind of like just for you and a couple friends, but then it became, at least at, I don't know how it is at the other festivals, but at least at MFR, it's in this very public area and it's really like welcoming for everyone at the festival. So how did that kind of come to be?
well, when we were at the Ohio Festival, we had it set up right by our camp, but our camp was on a corner and it was like right by the road. So we had lots of people going past. And the first time we had it at MFR was 3 years ago. We set up in the woods by our campsite, which was nice. We had some people stop by, and but I like the traffic. You know what I mean? I want it to be a space that welcomes women. I want it to be, I've had quite a few women thank me for building this space and saying it's a soft landing spot, which I really like. And so we decided last year we were going to set it up in the back of the field where the stage is, and we got real popular real fast. So I mean, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's really in a place where everyone sees because it's near the stage and it's near like the vendor area and it's near places where everyone walks by all the time. So it's really a crossroads. So everyone's going to see that it's there.
Mhm.
What do you have in there? First of all, it's gotten like, it seems like it's gotten more kind of sophisticated each year.
We do tend to add on to it every year. So I have a camp chair love seat that I bring every year, and we bring extra seating. We have some extra camp chairs for everybody, and we have a little coffee table for the middle and a rug that we put down. And last year, Lonnie got a bar, so we have a bar in there, and just flags and decorations. And we we seem to gather decorations every year. People donate things. We have tiny little plastic cowgirls we got, and I think there's a purple Pegasus that somebody dropped off, and stickers on the table that so many women have contributed.
Didn't Nina Paley design a sign for it too?
Yeah,
Tell
Nina.
us about
Well,
that.
so Nina had on her blog, it was a $100 drawing a while back. I think it's gone up in price because of inflation. But I thought it would how great would it be to have, the Vulva Lounge. The Vulva Lounge were my two words. And so she designed this amazing, now it's like our logo. And so I got a flag made, and we just, like I said, we add to it every year. Who knows what we'll come up with? We had t-shirts this year. That was the big thing this year, was the t-shirts we made.
Oh yeah, I got one. I love my Vulva Lounge t-shirt.
Yeah, they were way more popular than we ever anticipated.
Yeah. Well, I think people really love being there. Like, can you talk a little bit about what happens there? Like why do you
It's
think it's so popular? Why do people come there?
I don't know, honestly. I mean, we just it's a welcoming space. We're welcoming people. We're generous by nature. We try to have snacks, we try to have drinks for people. But I really think it's just the conversations. All of these different women from all of these different walks of life stop in, and it's the energy is it's just so welcoming and so great. It's just like, the festival itself is amazing. And it's just kind of this little oasis where you can just stop and have more of an intimate kind of connection with women, and have more intimate conversations.
Mm-hmm. Do the conversations tend to be like, do they tend to sort of go into a certain direction, or are they just about like absolutely anything? Or what have you sort of observed?
Well, my favorite ones are when I get all the rad femmes and under the tent and everybody. That was really great this past MFR, when we were packed to the gills, and everyone was excited and everybody was talking. Um, and that really, just watching that is worth all the work that goes into it. But I mean, really, it runs the gamut. You can stop in and we can be talking about just about anything.
One thing I've noticed is that, well, first of all, I'm happy to say I keep noticing that there are more and more young women at MFR every year. And I notice that there's almost always a lot of young women at the Vulva Lounge. Why do you think
Yeah,
that is?
last year for sure. I don't know. I don't know if it was because of the Jello shots. Maybe, I'm not real sure.
It
I'm
might
sure
have had
that helped.
something to do with it.
But I mean, I think a lot of the younger women, they're kind of new to festivals. They probably don't have a lot of camp gear. They probably don't have a lot of comfortable seating. And it is, I remember being, as a younger woman, how feeling so grateful when I could spend time with older women, older lesbians, in particular, and just hear their stories and kind of soak up that experience and that wisdom. And I think that might have something to do with it.
Yeah, I also sort of feel like I've observed that they feel really comfortable there. Like it's just a welcoming space for them where like it's a natural place to sit down because it's this tent
Hmm.
that's like it's nice looking, it has like a rug and chairs and it's kind of in a circle, and so it's different from the rest of Fest where people are kind of wandering around. Like it's just like a natural place to come and sit, a natural gathering place, and I think it makes them feel really kind of welcome and safe.
Yeah, we had last year, we were overrun with young lesbians, and it was pretty great.
Yeah. Well, I want to tell you how much I've always enjoyed hanging out there, and thank you for doing it, because I really look forward to it so much when I go to MFR.
I'm so glad. I love doing it. It brings me so much joy.
Yeah. Do you have any different plans for it for next year? Or
We're kicking around some ideas. We were trying to brainstorm with some of the crew about how to get the women that have signed up for work shifts to show up for their work shifts and different things. And one of the ideas that we kicked around was having a black tie cocktail hour at the
oh, wow.
lounge.
Oh my
An
gosh.
exclusive black tie cocktail hour, and the only way that you get a ticket is if you show up for your work shift.
That's
I don't know if we're going to do it, but that was one of the ideas. We're always kicking around ideas. We talk about it all year long.
Do you? What other ideas are if you can say, what other ideas have you kicked around?
I don't know. Well, we're definitely going to expand the t-shirt selection. I think we have a couple ideas for some more t-shirts. But who knows? Maybe we'll have a game night.
Oh, that's such a great idea. I do game night with my rad femme friends sometimes, and it's just so much fun. I love
Yeah,
game
maybe
night.
we'll do that. That would be fun on an afternoon, a slow
Yeah,
afternoon.
absolutely. And I like the black tie idea too. That's very cool. Well, anything else you want to tell us about the Vulva Lounge?
You should stop in, should you ever see us. If you don't see us, please find a women's festival in your area. Look for them. They're out there. That space is for you.
Yeah, did you say you do this at the Ohio Lesbian Festival also? And I sort of lost track. Did you say you did it at other festivals too?
I don't take the festival to the Virginia Festival. The Virginia Festival is an inclusive fest. The Vulva Lounge is a pretty explicitly rad femme space. And the Virginia Fest is just so small that I think it would be more of a spectacle. And that's not the intent. We are a welcoming space. I don't care what your politics are. If you want to sit down and take a load off, you're welcome in the Vulva Lounge. But, we are pretty rad femme. We do go to Ohio because it's a bigger festival and there's a lot bigger mix of people.
Mm-hmm. And is the experience of having the Vulva Lounge like different at the Ohio Fest than it is at MFR?
It's a little scarier at Ohio. It's a little, not necessarily scarier, but because the Ohio Festival is explicitly inclusive, it's more of a potential for conflict. Although frankly, I've had more conflict at MFR, if I'm totally honest.
Oh, really? Do you want to talk
Yeah,
about
just a little. Not a lot, but some people just don't, people have their own politics and everybody has the right to their own opinions and there's space for us all. So
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good policy to have. Not everybody sees it that way, but
that's true.
that's a good way to approach life. All right. Well, thank you so much, Kim. I really appreciate your talking to us about the Vulva Lounge. And I just enjoy, it's one of my favorite parts of going to MFR is really just hanging out with other women in this laid back space. And I do like the Jello shots, although that's not my primary reason for going, but I do enjoy them. Oh, I especially enjoy that they have the little Vulva Lounge sticker on the top of the little plastic Jello shot containers. I just think that's such an adorable touch.
It's Lonnie. She's a genius.
Yeah, she really is. She's amazing. All right. Well, thanks so much.
Well, thanks for having me.
All right.
I hope you enjoyed that installment of Getting Organized, an activist primer with Elizabeth Miller. My name is April No, WLRN Canadian member and proud female supremacist. Mosey on down to our website, womensliberationradionews.com, and check out all of our other amazing content, essays, other interviews, and of course, our podcasts. Next podcast is set to drop on November the 3rd and will feature an excerpt of an interview WLRN member Aurora Linnea did with Sheila Jeffries about her new book, Penile Imperialism. You do not want to miss it, sisters. Thanks for staying tuned.